Okay, hey, we're outside today. Kiersey's filming for us. We're going to talk about volume of cylinders and cones. Okay, so once again, we'll draw a cylinder here. So the same thing as the other ones. We are finding the area of the base and then multiplying that by the height and or the layers. It's the same scenario. So our area of a base in a cylinder is a circle. So you would say pi r squared times the height would be a volume of a cylinder. So if we give these dimensions, let's say the diameter is 6 meters and the height is 10 meters. So right away I would say, okay, diameter equals 6, so radius equals 3. So I would say 3 and 1400ths times 3 times 3. And that would be my area of the base. And I use my trusty calculator. 3 and 1400ths. That would be 28 and 2600ths. And that is the area of the base. Then I multiply that by how many equal layers there are. And there's 10 equal layers. So 28 and 2600ths times by 10 gives me a volume of 282 and 6/10 meters cubed. Okay, what's cool about cones and cylinders is if we were in school today, we would bring out water and beans and compare. So let's say we had a cone that was the exact same dimensions. So we had a diameter of 6 and or a radius of 3 and a height of 10. So our previous answer was 128 or 282 and 6/10. Kiersey, give me a number. Is it going to be bigger or smaller, the cone?
Smaller.
Smaller. Okay, give me a number. What's your guess?
15.
15. So Kiersey, the first grader, says this volume will be 15. I think she's off a little bit. Let's check. So what's cool about this, with water, we would show you. We would fill this up with water, and we would pour it in, and it would actually come up to be right about there. So the relationship between a cone and a cylinder with the same dimensions, height and radius, is actually a third. So if you were to do this cone, you would say pi radius squared, which is my area of the base, times my height, which is my layers, and then multiply that by a third. So I would say, okay, 3 and 1400ths times 3 times 3, and that gives me 28 and 2600ths. I multiply that by my height, which is 10. 282 and 6/10. Then I have to divide by 3 because it's a third. Let's see if Kiersey is correct. 282 and 6/10 divided by 3. Kiersey was off about 80. So the answer would be 94 and 2/10 meters cubed for the cone. And for the cylinder, for that same dimensions, it's 282 and 6/10. But it all goes around with saying pi radius squared times height, and then you divide it by 3 if it's a cone. Have a fabulous day.